I want to take a moment to read the statement put out by the director of ASIC, Robert Chernin, your host, Robert Chernin, the statement on the attacks on Israel. And so this will, Ben, can you pull it up on the screen? You got it? Okay. All right. So, excuse me. Israel is now at war on seven different fronts, fighting not only for her survival, but that of the West. As we reflect on the events of October 7th last year and Hamas's heinous, barbaric, and inane attack on Israel, several things are now clear. It is clear that Israel has the right to defend itself with or without the support of much of the Western world, who are apparently too afraid to call out the evil of Hamas and Iran for fear of violent protests, military retribution, or losing at the voting booth in their own countries. It is equally clear that the world has a double standard when it comes to Israel, where we should be vigorously and loudly supporting Israel, who is the vanguard in the battle of civilizations and fighting our battle for us. We instead find moral equivocation and the use of terms like proportionate response or the slow walking of needed weapons, and a refusal to stand up and condemn Hamas, Hezbollah, and Iran in unequivocal terms in international forums like the UN. It is just as clear that much of the policies when Barack Obama was president, the Biden-Harris administration's policy of appeasement towards Iran, through the lessening of sanctions, paying ransom for the release of U.S. hostages, and unfreezing billions of dollars in assets, bears direct responsibility for Hamas' attack on Israel and Iran's resurgence as the chief sponsor of terrorism in the world, now directly linked to a new axis of evil, which includes China and Russia. Last, it is clear that the world does not truly care that there are hostages being held now for a year. If the world really cared, the names and faces of the hostages would be on the front page of every newspaper in the Western world every day. The fact that they are not, and that the world does not know their names, and somehow blames Israel when Hamas brutally murdered 6 hostages, speaks volumes to the fear and appeasement that has consumed U.S. foreign policy and that our so-called Western allies, and that of our so-called Western allies. We may not be able to define evil, but as a civilized society, we all know it when we see it. And if we cannot clearly say that Hamas's attack a year ago yesterday, was evil, which included the burning of babies while still alive, then as a society, we have clearly lost our moral compass and are beyond redemption. And I don't know how to say that last part. Do you know how to say that, Lori?
Yisrael Chai.
What is that? Can you share what that means with the audience?
So the literal translation is, I don't actually know. Yisrael Chai is the celebration of Israel together, and we're together in life. Chai is life, Israel is, and yeah. So I'm going to say we're all together with Israel, but I'm not sure that's the literal translation.
I like it. Well,
yeah.
in
the people of Israel live, like something along that.
All right. Well, yeah. I am in agreement with Robert Chernin.
Absolutely. And kudos to Robert, because there are so many people, even in his statement with the appeasement and the fear that people have of pushing back, standing up for, defending Israel. Look, this didn't, you guys talk about this all the time. This didn't happen in a vacuum. And, we come off a cancel culture and then you go into something like this. People are scared. People, even the Jewish people, they won't even stand up because they're too afraid, and it's shameful. So good for Robert for saying it how it is and being very firm about it and very direct and calling it out, because it needs to be, and we all need to be able to stand up, because we all know this isn't just about the Jews and it's not just about Israel. This is about Western values, and if we don't stop it now and call it what it is, we're in a lot of trouble.
This is it. Okay. Lord Redic in the background said, the people of Israel live. So I like that. That feels like a call to action to me. like
Yeah.
as much as it is a blessing.